Well, today we're going to do a shoulder of lamb. We're going to season the top of it, put it in this dish and pop it in the oven, and then we'll be off to the beach. This shoulder is going to take about 4 hours because we want it so tender it falls off the bone. So here we go. We'll stab it. And stick some garlic cloves into the holes, or the Hawaiians would say the puka. You know, just stick the whole thing in. It slips right in there. Something about garlic. We can't have enough garlic here. My family loves garlic. I don't recommend to everybody to stick something in the oven and leave for 4 hours, but there'll be somebody around, but we're going to the beach today. We sprinkle it with Hawaiian salt. Cover it nicely. I'm going to flip it over and put more Hawaiian salt. Isn't that beautiful? By the way, the shoulder came from the ranch on the Big Island that you would probably view from time to time, where we got our beef from. It was range-free, roaming free on the land, and no stress, an organic, beautiful shoulder of lamb. Really simple. Voila. Then we'll place it in this dish. Put a little bit more salt. This salt you can put on quite a bit of it because it rolls off. And when we come back, we're gonna make a really wonderful gravy that goes with it, and the remnants would fall into the sauce. So this is the finished product, real easy. Now we're gonna just stick it in the oven. And we're ready to go. Well, thank you for joining me again, and we'll come back later on and take it out of the oven and make that wonderful gravy. Well, it's been 3.5 hours. The roast has been in the oven. I'm going to take it out and make the gravy. There's a lot of things going on here. That's because we were cooking for 15 people tonight. So here we go. Hot, hot, hot. We're going to bring this over here. This is what it looks like. It's an overcooked, well done shoulder. So I have two gravies that I like. There's your basic gravy with just flour, water, and your herbs. Because we added so much salt earlier on, I'm going to use no salt seasoning, organic. Okay, we're just going to pour this in here because we're going to have a really nice gravy with this. It's really cooked, so I'm going to cover it with foil so it doesn't dry out anymore. And remember now, we're always cooking from start to finish. This is not going to be another dish that we're going to pull out. So you get to see the full process. And in we go. And we're on to the next. While that's warming up, we're going to put in some taro. This is an unusually large taro, which actually, maybe at some point you'll get to see where it came from, which is my backyard on the Big Island of Hawaii. We have two dishes that we're going to make with it, so I'm going to take about this much of it off. It's already been boiled. And we're going to wrap it also in tin foil because we're going to come back. See, this is the beautiful color of the taro. You're probably more familiar with it as taro chips. Here in Hawaii, we use poi. We cook it several different ways. But tonight, we're going to have it mashed. So this will just warm it up again in the oven, and then we'll come back and mash it later. We'll put it right next to the lamb because that's the dish we're serving with the lamb tonight. Oops, hot. Let me grab a pot holder. We'll turn this to the side because we have other dishes going in. Well, it's my turn. I'm going to get the taro out first and then the lamb. That's been cooking for about 3.5 hours at 325. The reason I'm taking out the taro first is because I'm going to prep it and put it back in the oven. Okay. And remember, this was boiled before, and I'm just going to peel it and cut it up. I'm going to just keep this foil right here for the rubbish. At my house on the Big Island, nothing goes to waste. This would become compost, or it would go to my chickens. Actually, my chickens love this. So it's looking really good and smelling wonderful. And this is a taro root. You know, if you're in Hawaii and you're watching this, you're quite familiar with it. We eat it as poi. In the Caribbean, we eat it as a vegetable starch. And you can also mash it like mashed potatoes, and that's what we're going to do with it today. There we go. I'm just going to fold this up and put it out of the way. And here I'm going to cut this up so it's a little bit easier to mash it. It's very soft, and you're going to treat it just like mashed potatoes. Kind of like the clunking noise. Yeah, I'll try to be a little. Okay, so we're going to mash it, adding butter. The same ingredients you add to your mashed potatoes. The butter is melted. I'm going to just put a little bit all over it. And a little milk. Again, the same ingredients. You see I have a whole cup of milk here, but I'll just add it as I need it. Okay, so this is good. I actually don't need to add. I'm not going to put any seasonings in this, but butter and milk, because we have a gravy, and I would like, it's such a natural, healthy dish. I'd rather see everybody add their own ingredients. Okay, so this is done exactly the way you would make mashed potatoes, and this is what it looks like. And now I'm going to put it back into the oven. It's in a new dish, so it's not hot. And I'm going to take the lamb out. And this is the lamb. Typically, for such a beautiful piece of lamb, you'd want to cook it to a pink perfection. But in the Caribbean, we cook it like this. We overcook it so it just falls off the bone. Now I'm going to prepare it and put it in a platter, and everybody else is going to come back on, and we'll put our dishes out, and we're all going to taste it and enjoy it, and invite everybody who's looking on to come in and join us. So, okay, so here we go. We're lifting it off. Bam. Doesn't that look lovely? And then here's the gravy, which this is how I do it. I tilt it so the grease runs down. I'll just leave it slightly up like this, and I'll get the gravy where the, excuse me, cheese. It will send the fat down to the other end. Okay, I'm going to get the beans out now. And once the beans are out, I'm going to turn the oven on to broil, to crisp the top of the taro. So I'm going to turn it around so it has a broad side, so it'll get all of the grill. And then I will turn it with the oven slightly open to broil. Okay, and now I'll come back and get the beans. That's been cooking. The beans have a little crispy, but remember, the nutrients have not been cooked out of these beans. They've been cooked in its own liquid, butter, and a little olive oil. So you do have a few crispy beans. Nice. And don't forget to eat your vegetables, it's important. There you go. I'm going to come back in a little while and take the crispy Taro while the other gals come on and join me, and we'll set this up for a buffet, a tasting buffet.